Kids. Okay, camp. Camp. So the next series I'm going to do is on camp. I think I'm going to do 36 films that you can consider camp, uh, summer camp, right? But what is camp? Get to that first. That's what this video is. Um, just like any other genre, like horror, you can debate what is and is not camp, just like when you can debate what is or is not horror. As I said in What is Horror video, you think it's horror. Someone else thinks it's horror. You can say the same for camp. It was kind of hard to narrow down my list, 36 films to camp, especially since camp uh, and horror come together a lot. There's a lot of campy horror. So let's talk about what camp is and how I decided what I'm going to put in the series. So there is unintentional and intentional camp. Um, Camp is exaggeration. It's seeing the facade of life, the absurdity of it, and playing with it. It's a style, it's a fashion, it's playful. So most famously, to reference camp is Susan Sontag, 1964. She wrote an essay, Notes on Camp. So I use that to help guide me. Uh, Her essays, there's 58 points. I'm not going to go over all 58, but I'm going to go over a few key ones that I used to key into what uh, I'm going to talk about for camp films. So it's the attempt to do something extraordinary or it's failed seriousness. So those are the two most important ones that I used for judging a film on whether or not it's camp or if it was going to fit into my series. So again, brings back to the intentional and unintentional, because there's lots of intentionally campy films and there's lots of, when you look up camp movies online and find lists of camp movies, there's lots of movies that also are cult classics or movies that are just really bad, just bad movies. I don't think just a very bad movie is necessarily camp. There is something funny to it, but sometimes it has to be swinging big. It has to be very bad for very obvious reasons, right? So camp is the spirit of extravagance. Um, so it's trying to do something extraordinary and not accomplishing that. So the unintentional camp is when it's a failure. Intentional camp is making fun of the seriousness of things, the seriousness of moments in genre, making fun of how serious they are and how stupid that is. So the whole point of camp is to dethrone seriousness. Okay, so and then uh, Susan Sontag says the ultimate camp statement is it's good because it's awful. So that's where he comes in. A lot of just bad films, worst films ever come in under the camp umbrella. So there isn't going to be a lot of horror camp in this. I tried not to put anything else that could also just be considered in a certain other genre. And camp is queer, right? Camp goes along with queer lifestyle, queer livelihood, with queer culture a lot. So there will be a lot of films that are um, big queer films, important hallmarks, references for queer culture. If you're not queer, please watch, educate yourself, and maybe you'll learn something about those other people that you're not a part of. Anyways, that's long enough. Camp starting tomorrow, start in the 30s with Mae West. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. Bye.